Good day, everyone. You are welcome to another edition of our podcast on Hazra. Thank you for joining us again. My name is Olutayo Alex. You can call me Crystal Bank. Yes. So, as you know, I'm not the only person in the building today. I have my guest with me again, Mr. Okoyemi. He was with us last week, and today we are delighted again to have Mr. Okoyemi. Good morning. Yeah, welcome.
Thank you so much, Mr. Alex, for always uh, glad to host me on your podcast. Thank you so much. Glad to be here.
Yeah, this is Mr. Okoyemi. If you are just joining us, so you are just seeing for the first time, it is not the first time. He has been with us several times, and he's the head of marketing at Hazra. So today we have a very important topic to discuss with you guys, and I feel it's going to be beneficial to you, especially if you're into business or in the world of fintech or economy generally. And the topic for today is the seven drivers of business growth, and that's what we'll be discussing. And Mr. Okwe will be driving us, will be driving us,
I see
and
what
I'm
you
very
did.
sure that
I see what you did there.
yeah. So let's go, Mr. Okwe. So what do you have for us today?
Thank you, Mr. Alex, once again for always being on your show. It's such a delight to always be here. Yes, the seven drivers of business growth, right? There are seven things that must power a business growth. So the focus is on growth, not just on the
On
business,
business.
right? So many people out there are doing business, but they are not growing. So the focus here today is the seven things that can power your business growth. So number one, without any just further ado, is see. Let's start with what we call uh, customer retention.
Oh, Mr. Koyemi, I'm very sorry to cut you short.
Yes,
For the
yes.
people who will be joining us, so many people always feel that business, like, they have a pattern at which they scale the business that is going on or not. So, are you saying that these seven drivers or these seven drives that we want to discuss are things that if you have in your business, it means that your business is growing, or there are things that you can actually incorporate into your business that can make your business grow? So, and I would also like us to start like give us how do you know that business is growing? Just now, so before we start talking about, so let's say what is business? Like how do you know that your business is growing? You understand what are the measure? So before we start talking about the seven drivers of business, I think for the basic
Um,
knowledge.
yeah, let me just start by saying that they are interwoven. You understand? How you know that your business is growing is first by, in fact, before your business can start growing, you have to put all these seven things in place. Like I said, you can be in business and you're not experiencing growth.
Mm.
Growth is, oh, we were here yesterday and now we are here today.
So
So what you did that took you up to that particular place is what we call growth. And so, meaning there has to be some things in place. My communication today is about the systems
mm,
that powers growth.
mm,
All of them are systems. And if they are not in place, you cannot grow and you cannot say you are growing.
mm.
No matter you know,
What you're doing.
what you are doing, you cannot say you are growing. These are the things you have to put in place for you. Growth is measurable. You understand? And if we see those elements, in your business that are not there, we just know that it's like you are giving us a fake figure. And one of it, like I was just trying to dive into it, is what we call customer acquisition system.
Customer acquisition system. Let's start with.
Yes, customer acquisition system means the system in which you have put in place, the structure you have put in place to attract customers to your business. Some of us, due to the nature of our business, we employ staff who are sales agents. We drive them out, we make logistics happen for them. They go ahead to mention the business, to look for customers into the business, right? You see banks doing this. You see major telecommunication doing this. They
Real
call them,
estate people.
yes, they
Yeah.
call them agents. This is what we call customer acquisition system. But if you are into digital business, right, what you want to do is hard. You create a funnel that attract clients to you,
Client
right? So
lead
you put,
generation.
yes, you generate leads, you put a sales funnel out there, then you know that, oh, at the end of the day, this is what I'm looking for, which is acquisition of new customers, right? Now, not just acquisition, you also have to put the system of retention in place.
Is that number 2 point?
Yes, it leads to number 2 point, but just still flowing from number one, I just want to put that out there. Not just that you're acquiring, you must also put the system of retention, which will now lead me to the number two focus. And number two focus is uh, you set a referral system in place. Take, for instance, we know that you are here. You've made inquiry about our business. Maybe we're able to now hold your attention. We're able to sell to you. Now, let the person you have acquired be another agent for you. Not necessarily that you are giving them a contract to sign, but there's what we call reward system in business. Reward system definitely means putting a side attraction in place during the process of negotiating or buying a client buying from you, putting that system in place to make them want to refer you, to talk about your business. So here is where you talk about, oh, how how are my people handling this client? Communication,
Mhm.
right? Also, you mentioned how are we able to make your experience worth it? Because it's not just about the product you're getting, it's also about the experience that you're getting. We mentioned that, at a time in our business weapon, if you don't forget, the experience always matters for any customers, that
Yes.
patronizes you, right? But the point here is you put your referral system in place. By referral, you mean, sir, if you can bring about two persons from your colleague, from your inner circle, we are going to be giving you this discount. If you do this, if you do that, we are going to be giving you this discount. Oh, if if those customers from that particular circle comes into your business, you send an appreciative message to the referrer, and you also reward the referrer. In fact, the experience could be that when next she's patronizing you, you are saying, sir, we are offering you free service. Or after everything she has gotten, we are adding this to you as a token of our appreciation for the client that you brought. It depends on the business, and the scale of the business. There are places you don't just go to and say, because you refer us,
Refer, yes.
we are giving you this large amount of, but the referral system must be there, right? The third one, which is part of the strongest, is what we call the partnership system.
Hmm. The partnership
Yes,
system.
the partnership system. So the partnership system talks about how you are partnering with other organizations to make sure that your product is visible. Take, for instance, there is this business now who is currently thriving in Nigeria. It's called Item 7. When they came out, they were item 7, but now they've added Go, so they are now item 7 Go. What they did that I was really impressed with was the fact that they liaise with a particular microfinance bank in Nigeria who powers their payment. I'm not sure, but from the story that I had, I'm not sure. This is not 100% certain. But from the story I had, these guys, this microfinance bank also sponsored them, and they began to open branches. So they don't use any bank to collect their payments. They use this particular bank to collect their payment, right? So now where partnership comes in is they were able to sold their idea to this microfinance bank. And as a reward system, as a partnership system, both of them came into collaboration. For any of your center, for every of your center, you are not using any other bank aside from us. I'm telling you, the time, of course, I grew up, part of me grew up in Kwara State. here in Nigeria, and I can count at least, I'm sure, 15 centers that they have in Kwara State. Not to talk about Oyo. Currently now they are in Lagos. In fact, they are doing well in Lagos now with the reviews I'm seeing. So the anytime you mention that particular microfinance bank, for me, what comes to my head? Oh, item seven, item seven. That that system, that partnership system, really worked out for them. Take for instance, anybody thinking of opening a business. If you are thinking of opening a business, let's say in the medical line or in the fitness line, let's say you are into fitness. If you are opening a fitness center, just target a particular spot whereby there are students. If you are opening a clinic center, let's say you are going to be doing diagnostics and all what have you, target a place whereby we have a big pharmacy. It works hand in hand, it's partnership. So as you are referring them, you've partnered with the what's it called, the medical drug center whereby you prescribe and they go buy it. It's partnership center. You are into maybe car wash and what have you, partner with somebody who is into barbing. It works hand in hand. As you are washing their car, you are referring them to a barber. A barber is also referring you, to say, you can patronize that guy is good in car washing and what have you. These things work hand in hand, right? So if you are into a restaurant, you might want to partner with Ubers. You don't want your clients, eating finish and they are on your road and they are waving to you, understand. So once they are done eating, they also order a ride from your spot to take them home. These are partnership systems that really, really works. So these are many more, like we'll be mentioning, is the system I'm asking people, to put in place. And once you put them in place, you can predict your business growth. You can really predict your business growth. An Uber driver is telling you from the spot that is picking you, maybe from airport, oh, I have a joint whereby you can eat. That's very good. Will you like to try it? Because you brought these guys in, you understand, it's not conflicting, it's
Yes.
partnership, you
Yes.
understand. So the fourth point I'd like to discuss is content distribution system. Is a system that every business owner is a system that every business owner must put out there. It really works like magic. How is your content distribution like in your company, in your business? What are the content we are putting out there? You have to put this particular one in place because of visibility. In fact, how often are you at the face of people with your content? A business not out there on content is not a business for me. You are not seen. So, and the social space is very crazy. One person can talk about you, and tomorrow you have tens of thousands of people just saying, let's even Google this person. Let's try to order from this person. And far be it that in that day that your content are not out there to prove that you can deliver, you can do the job like the way people are mentioning you online. So content distribution is quite very essential. So you have to now start looking at should I bring in content guys? Of course you should bring in content guys. If you need professionals to come and train your content guys to know how to sell your product, what is the problem we are trying to solve that we must concentrate on in the content. It's not just about shooting content, it's about looking for the organization or the business pain points that you can now solve. So your content guy focuses on that, build a niche around that, and they are selling it to the audience, often back and forth like that. So it's quite very important that you put this out there. And the next one, which is number 5, will be sales content distribution. Sales, majorly sales. Sales. See, sales is very important. I mean, somebody once said, Mr. Alex, that if your business is not growing, stop acting CEO. start
Hmm.
acting sales. A CEO just sit down and
Just sit
say,
down and be expectant.
and be expectant, and he's look, they have at least I'm, I'm a business owner. Something should start moving, but it doesn't work like that. You can own a business and the business is not moving. So start acting sales manager. Start acting, you know, take responsibility. So you have to put sales structures in place. Like I said, um, the other time, don't just sit back. Focus on the sales department. If your figures is going to change, you really have to look for sales guys who can drive your market, who really understand your product. There are businesses I see out there, and when I look at their sales agent, I'm saying that these guys, I could rate the income that is coming. So it's not just about the fact that the business is not working, it's your sales department working. It solves everything, bro. Is your sales department working? The prayer on business is from the angle of sales. And this is why you have to also pay them good money. You cannot hire a sales guy, and you are looking to make a ton of maybe 1 billion in a year, and you are paying 30,000 to a sales. No, no, no. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. So you prioritize, who am I paying this much? And what are the clear expectation I have for them and from them as well? What are they giving me? What are they issuing out to me? This thing right there is very quite important. Yes, yes. I don't know if you have one or two questions for me before I move on.
Yes, yes. So talking about the aspect of sales, and
Yes.
so we know a sales system is very very important. But I would like to ask a question before we proceed, Mr. Kwe. And the question is, so talking about customer and sales, you know, many a time we always think that okay, when you when you put a sales system around your organization and you are not getting the customer desired, you are not getting. I think when it comes to sales and acquiring customers, we need to understand. That's my perspective. We need to understand in business that okay, you might put a what's it called, a sales system in place, but you are not getting the customer. You understand what I mean by not getting? You may not get customer retention. You get my point. You may get a lot of customer, but no retention. You understand? So, and I think retention moves business. You understand? In fact, it
Yeah,
facilitates your
yeah.
growth.
Retention
So,
and referral
so do you
most
now
business.
think that both of them work hand in hand or
Yeah.
they are disconnected?
In fact, they are not disconnected. They work hand in hand, like I mentioned. See,
Because some people might be thinking, oh, I don't have the capacity to put all these systems, these seven systems in
then you are
place.
not in
And
business.
let me just put four. Let me just say
You
four
are
now.
not in business. You are not in business. Of course, you can start as you are, but you cannot remain as you are. That's the fact about business.
And I feel at the same time that when we talk about system, it doesn't have to be big.
Systems are just the things you put in place. See, an organization
Because
can
as we are
be
talking about systems, some people will be
no, no,
thinking
no, no,
about
no, no.
everything is money, money,
See,
money,
no,
money,
no,
money.
no, 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 no. No. Customer acquisition, two people can handle it for you. It depends on the scale of your business, but at least from the start injecting those things so that when you become a in fact, you cannot even become multi
Trillionaire.
now
Yeah.
without putting these things. Is the truth. Is the truth. You cannot be one man mopo in a business. In fact, your business must be able to to thrive outside of you for it to remain a good business. Your succession plan, in fact, your absence plan, or business must thrive without you. You must be able to lay hold of somebody and say, oh, give me the account of this thing, and you are looking at the figures they are tallying, no missing report or what have you. But to speak into your question, sales and retention, you can is they are not just disjointed. You cannot operate outside of sales. Is bringing it. Is like you are telling me I want to fetch water, but what I'm fetching it, I'm out there now. I'm trying to fetch water, but what I'm fetching it is not retaining the. You understand? You are wasting effort. The sales guys, they are being mobilized to go out. You are talking about logistics here, you are talking about motivating them here, you are talking about giving them stipends for the day and what have you, and you are not telling me you don't have a retention system. It's not disjointed.
So many people think, yeah, when you put a sales, yeah, we put a sales system in place, but we don't. We just want to collect the money from the customer. Once we collect their money,
It doesn't make
we
sense.
dispatch them.
It doesn't make it there. No, it doesn't make sense. Now bring it to the online perspective. For those who do digital business and what have you, you've generated a lead, right? Now you've been able to create this funnel, and the guys are reaching out to you. You are not telling me you don't have a manager, a social media manager, or a customer acquisition manager, or anybody responsible for that to now start closing the sales. Is that what you're telling me? You don't even go out to say I want to go and catch fish without a proper net to retain them. Do you understand? So it doesn't make sense. They don't even tell me that you're looking for a customer when you don't know how to retain them. So you have to put a good manager in charge, somebody who is your sales representative, or anybody that you designated into that role, to make sure that you are retaining clients. And like I said, put a referral system in place and what have you. So yeah, that's the answer.
So thank you for your reply. Thank you.
Thank you. So the next one now, which still answers your question, is customer retention system. That's what follows sales acquisition system, right? That customer retention system, it works hand in hand, and you've been able to ask that question. So that's number 6, customer retention system. You have to put it in place. And the last one now will be community building retention. Imagine that you are able to hold every of your clients from day one of the opening of your business. Imagine that you can put them in a community. Of course, let's say one or two persons might not want to join, or maybe they are just one timer, but I don't believe there's one timer, buyer. You didn't do your job very well. Maybe for one or two reasons, the person, oh, he came into the country, just bought from you, but the person should still be able to refer you. The person should still be able to think of you and say, oh, I got this so and so in so and so place, and the experience is still there. They are looking forward to say, we want to come, and we want to come and patronize it again. So like I said, the last one is community building system. You have to put that in place, especially for this era that we have. If you want to, is one thing to sell, but if you want to resell over and over again, and you have to rinse all your strategies. All right. Imagine that you are not looking for new customers because you have a community. You can easily sell a new product to them. You
Rather
have
than
rather than trying to now find
getting new
another
customer
customer.
to sell the same
So
product.
yeah, so you have to put a community strategy in place whereby you manage them. You know what is going on there. In fact, you might announce a bonanza for the first 10 people getting this product due to the fact that you guys are my client. Instead of, let's say, just 1K dollars, right? Let's now sell it for 750. A new product. They themselves had verified how much is being sold outside. And because you are looking for turnover, 750 makes sense to you. If I can just turn this over, though I'll get a little profit, let's say my margin should be extra 1K as profit from 1K to 2K. But now that you're able to do 750, oh, the turnover is what you're looking after. And it makes sense to you as a business owner. So instead of me trying to now put those sales funnels in place, trying to look for customer, through customer acquisition system that you put in place, those guys are now relaxing a bit, or trying to now open your business to new territories instead of the same territories you've been operating over the time. So this is how community building system works, and these are the 7 drivers that drives business growth. So back to where we're coming from. Without these seven things, you cannot say you are growing.
Hmm.
If there is no customer, how will you tell me that your business is
Yeah,
great?
your business is growing. No.
No community building, how can you resell? All right, so those are the things.
Yeah, so emphasizing more on community building, I think one of the crucial example we can have is I think Hazra has
Yes, yes. Azra
Hazra
community.
community value.
Yes.
You understand? So if you want to join, you can just drop a comment. We send the link to you
Yeah.
guys, and you join our community. We share value. You understand?
Yeah, yeah.
Apart from
Values for free. The things that you are going to be getting includes global opportunity, announcing that there is job, and will be the one to monitor that you secure this job, not just within Nigeria, but global opportunities. Like,
internship,
yes, you can
internship.
internship also works right there on Nazra community. You are going to be having access to keynote speakers all over the regions, especially in Europe, like this Saturday, 27th of June.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, we are going to be hosting Toby Adesanya, who is going to be speaking on Azra community, live from UK. He works with Search in the UK, so and he's doing very fine. So, like we said, he got that position because of internship, right? So, if you are going to be joining the community, I can assure you that you are going to really, really, really be glad that you joined because opportunities are going to be open to you and sponsorship as well. So, who knows? You can even get a job with us here at Azra.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, we are going to drop the link. So now going back to what we have discussed. So we have discussed the seven drivers of business growth, and we have discussed that these seven drivers, they are systems that we must put in place
Yeah.
to ensure that we grow, and they are the system that can that can we can use to measure. You
Yeah.
understand, like that whether we are growing or we are not growing. So the question now is that, do you have any of this system? And it shouldn't be, do you even have? Because once you remove one, I think the system cannot work
You,
again. When you say something is a system, I think they are
yes,
working there. But
yes, yeah.
when you remove one, they cannot work. The other one cannot work. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Okwe. I really, really appreciate. And this is how far Mr. Okwe have been able to, drive us today, with the topic
That's
and
it.
seven drivers of us of business growth. Thank you so much. We received a lot of comments from you guys last week, so and we have actually replied. Yeah, so if, in case you have any questions, I think our time is fast spent. So you have any question, any comment, please just kindly use the comment section. So before we go, Mr. Okoyemi, say goodbye.
Thank you so much, Mr. Alex. It's been such a wonderful time, here on the podcast again. And like I must just say this to you. If there's any uh presenter that I really, really respect is what work ethics. I think you are my favorite, Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for the compliment, Mr. Okoyemi. So it's good working with you. Always been our guest. Without prior notice, you just call in, answer us. Thank you. Until we meet next week, Friday, my name is Utayo Alex. Call me Christopher, and bye for now.
Bye, everyone.